Hey YouTube, Unknown Gamer here, and as you can see, we're looking at our upgrade first of all. Some of you guys might have seen what we're doing next, but actually, yeah, I'll take that no more controller vibration. I don't mind that at all. That's actually pretty nice. I've never really upgraded that skill before. I had some where I'm really close to being max level, but I never upgraded that one for some odd reason. Now, next thing, as you guys can see, we had a commit last week, which is actually very interesting to me. And also we'll look through the rest of recruiting really quick since we have a commit. This is what I'm going to do. Whenever we have a commit, we're going to look through all recruiting. Robert Craig, he might commit soon, and he's actually a really good scrambler. Justin Rhodes, we're starting to put almost everybody out of the race. Texas will probably get their visit in, but even with their visit, I don't see them making a comeback. And Stanford, they'll get pushed out because our visit's before theirs. And right now, if we had a visit this week, we would actually knock Texas and Stanford out. I should have scheduled the visit earlier. That's my fault on that one. Marcus Bradley, this guy, he's going to commit here. I don't see any other place that he commits. I mean, the other schools are close, but we're putting points in between us. John Allen, not putting any points on him. He's probably going to commit. Tackles, C.J. Lewis. I really hope we get that kid, because that kid will end up being a starter if we get him. Jamar Brooks, I think we'll get him. It's just we got to stay in the race. Centers, we already got our center. Defensive ends, Johnny Bradley. This is going to be interesting, this race. It was going to be really interesting. Defensive tackle, nobody we're going for there. Roger Kent, we're not going for him. Matt Jackson, this was a kid that I thought was going to commit but didn't. But he'll commit next week, no doubt in my mind. You do see Will Mills, the gem. The guy that we found early this year that was amazing. That's him. And then now we have Aaron Singletary, who we actually lost points on. Wow. I'll see how they do next week. But then, yeah, Derek Dickerson, he's our next big, I guess you could say big recruit. He's the next guy that I think will be a big recruit for us. And then we have Cameron Herron, who I think is actually, he's a JUCO junior, which kind of gets me nervous, him being a junior. He's from Traverse City, Michigan, which if you guys remember, last year we lost a kid from that same city. Man. David Mooney, we'll actually probably get him next week. We'll be in the lead for him. I'm just trying to think of where else I want to spend my points. Johnny Perry, we'll get him. I'm pretty sure we'll get him at least. I'm like 99% sure. Yeah, we're gonna get him. Seth Bailey, we're not gonna even be able to get him. Or Joey Lehrer, I think that's how you pronounce it. Now the question is, who's the next guy I go for? Other than, of course, wait, there's another cornerback I actually added. Where is he? He was actually really good. It wasn't Trent McDonald, I don't think. I offered him a scholarship, I thought. Oh, must not have. I scouted him at least. Didn't I? No, I did not. Gosh, dang, I was slacking. Well, since I'm not going to waste any more points, we'll give Cameron Herron those, and then we'll put the rest of them on the quarterback, Robert Craig, because let's face the fact, chances are we're not going to have Reynolds for much longer. Let's look at top classes, though. Let's see. We are the 5th best class. Wow. That's bullcrap. This will change, though. This will definitely change. Only 3 5-stars have committed, and we have one of them. This will change very shortly. Trust me on that. There's no way that we're going to remain 6th. Once we start getting, because we have another recruit getting ready to commit next week, and that recruit is a 4. I'm pretty sure Matt Jackson's a 4-star. If not, he's a 3-star, and that's not too bad. And then we possibly have a few more guys that will commit sometime soon. So yeah, we'll definitely go up higher. Hey guys, something else I thought of that you guys already saw. We have Will Mills is now committing here. he is the starter we found at the beginning of the year. Something else I'm going to add in this series is I'm going to play this game against Stanford, but every year I'm going to add something where I'm going to have to sim one conference game every year. I think that'll make a much more interesting series because the only team that we've lost to in conference has been Oregon. So I think that it would make it more interesting if I every year simmed one conference game, because I'd have to make sure I had a team that not only I can win with, but they can win when they sim. I personally feel it'd make it more interesting because I would have to build a good all-around team, good bench, good everything. And I'd have to make a team that could run the game plan, not how I'd go. So that's my own personal opinion. If you guys disagree with it, tell me in the comments. If you don't, then don't tell me. But this year, I probably will. I'm probably going to do it this year, but tell me if you don't want to see it next year. But like I said, I think that'll make a much better series. And right here on kickoff, let's see what Elvira can do. Elvira gets through the middle. I thought for sure we were going to lose yards on that one. But Derek Reynolds, one of the first players I've ever had to end right at 250 yards passing. Which, if you don't know, in this game, it's what they say is it's right where you start getting bonuses for good passing games. That's the exact yardage mark. So I thought that was kind of weird that he got exactly 250 yards. And he's currently second in the Heisman running, and the only person ahead of him is Johnny Manziel. And Johnny Manziel in this game, and it's weird because I've done other dynasties. It seems like in some of them he stays for all 4 years, and he either goes pro his sophomore year or stays for all 4 years. He never goes pro his junior year. So my feeling is if I can get somebody like Derek Reynolds to stay for maybe until his junior year, I'm hoping that maybe then he stays for his senior year. I'm hoping it's like some coding in the game, because I watched like Hurricanes, and he had Andy McKenzie and guys like that, and all those guys, all those juniors stay. So I'm hoping there's like some weird messed up coding in the game that makes it to where juniors don't go pro. Because Kadeem Carey didn't even go pro. And he had an amazing year, won the Heisman and everything, and then he decided that he didn't want to go pro. So I think it personally is something with the coding. They coded the game to where seniors don't go pro, only sophomores and seniors. But I have had juniors go pro, but I haven't seen a lot of people on YouTube lately having it. And the last time I played was a long, long time ago. So also, who's to say my memory is the greatest of it? And oh wow, I thought for sure that was a pick. Like 100% that was a pick, so I'm going to move the camera back a little bit so you guys can see the whole screen. There. That's good. And as you see, we're doing the first drive, like normal. Our first drive is always really good. And the Stanford team is 1-4 to start off this, and they haven't had, I don't know why, but Stanford has a lot of the same stuff that Oregon has in this game. I've never seen a Stanford team in this game. They always get ranked at the beginning of the year. They always have 90+ overalls across the board. They always end up being like a 90 offense, 90-some defense, 90-some overall. But yet they never have a good all-around season. And I find that weird. I feel if you have a team like they do, when it's simmed, you should have a good season. You shouldn't have a bad season yet have a whole bunch of great players. But also, in real life, just because you have a whole bunch of great players doesn't mean you have a great season. And right here, Mike Rogers gets the 0-yard touchdown run. I always like seeing this because it's weird to see a 0-yard touchdown run. I don't know why, I just think it's weird. But yeah. And right there, that puts us up 7-0. And right there, we keep on the tradition of scoring on our first drive. And as you see, Arizona fighting with Colorado here to go 3-2. And this would force Colorado to a 3-3 record. and put Arizona State at 3-2 record. And if you don't remember last year, Arizona State, they gave me heck playing them. That was probably, other than the national championship, that was the closest game we'll probably have. And right here, we're getting ready to force Stanford to a 3-and-out on the first. This would be a 3-and-out right here on the line. We're going to drop back in coverage and cover 3, which is something I normally don't run a lot of zone. But since I have the cornerback depth and I feel I have a good defensive line, we can do stuff like that and just send a 4-man rush and let everybody drop back in coverage. And also, and it's only getting better because we have a whole bunch of cornerbacks coming in every single year. It seems like we get at least one cornerback. The lowest we've ever gotten was 1, and that was when Albert Smith committed. And that year we had a whole bunch of high-rated players that are starting right now. Right now, I think we have 4 or 5 starters from that class, and they're sophomores right now. So that was a very good class. And as you guys see right here, I flipped the play so James Bailey will be running this slant route because he has not ran it yet this year. And oh wow, James Bailey gets a 22-yard reception off of that little slant route right there. As he's a good player. I can't wait to see him his senior year because it'll be amazing what he'll be able to do. And no, he would have been redshirted he would have been redshirted if he wasn't a 5-star prospect, because 5-star prospects always tend to transfer whenever you redshirt them or don't play them a lot. So I got him just about enough playing time to keep him. Eric Heath is somebody else I'm kind of worried about him transferring. So especially if we can make a blowout out of this game, you'll see Eric Heath come in, and you'll see oh my gosh! Why does this pitch play never work? That option play never freaking works, because whenever you lateral it, your guy always fumbles it. Stupidest thing. And right here, Capers, the guy who I was wondering if I should start or not, because his coverage ratings weren't the world's best. He looked like he would allow a lot of passing yards. He gets a pick. It sets us up perfectly after the broken play that EA has. That play has worked great for me this whole season, except for today. Today, it just decided that play was broken. And I've had a lot of my key plays I used a lot last year, and I've used a lot so far in this year, have seemed to gone a little bit glitchy at times in the last few games. So I'm starting to get kind of nervous, wondering whether or not I'll be able to keep my same game plan, if I'll have to change it up a little bit. But, well, and that's perfect right to Elvria. That gets us a 1st and goal right here with 27 seconds left in the half. And now my biggest issue is, I hope we punch this one in, because if we do, this game's on the verge of a blowout, and I have quite a few backups on defense that I want to see get some playing time. And Solomon, Reynolds got hurt on the last play, so now we're seeing the new Solomon, who, to be honest right now, I don't mind seeing him come out here every once in a while, for one reason and one reason only. We don't know if Derek Reynolds is even going to come back next year. And if he doesn't, next in line is the new Solomon. And then after, that's why I'm bringing in guys like Robert Craig, because I don't know next year how the recruiting class is going to be for quarterbacks. I have a few guys that if he does go pro, I can transfer over to quarterback and let them progress for a year or two, and then they'll be good to start after newlies. But until then, I don't really know. So that's kind of where I'm getting a little bit nervous, is how well can we be if Derek Reynolds does go pro. So I don't mind seeing a new Solomon in every once in a while when we have the game under control. And last year, he did a lot of help getting us in that national championship game, but he didn't do anything Reynolds couldn't have done. Right here, something else I'd like to talk about, since we're getting really close to a blowout. Once we go up by 35, I'm going to start putting in guys I'm worried might transfer if I don't play him enough. Like, for example, Eric Heath, and there's a cornerback who I'm thinking about giving him some wildcat formations later in the year, depending on how we do. If we start if we start finding a need for a few more trick plays, or we see an opponent that trick plays might be the best thing we can do, I'll probably line him up at quarterback using wildcat formations and stuff like that, just to throw the opponents off. USC would be a great example. National championship, I'd break that out. Games like that. But I wouldn't do it against a team like Stanford where we're having our way offensively. I'm not going to just break out stuff that I want to save. I want to pull some New England Patriots in national championship type games, and we're going to throw an incomplete pass there. And now it's 4th and 9. But based on how our defense has been playing, yeah, I was going to say, I don't feel the least bit nervous going for it on 4th and 9 with the way our offense has been playing throughout the day and how our defense has been playing throughout the day. I don't feel the least bit nervous going for that. I don't feel like if we don't get it, that's a face mask. We got a face mask too. Please be a 15-yard. Please be the 15-yard face mask. That is one of the best plays we've had today. Thank you so much. The best offensive play we get all day is, well, not the best, but the best running play we've had is thanks to penalty. And oh my gosh, we cannot get a hole for Mike Rogers. I know it's kind of a little bit his fault. He doesn't have the world's best acceleration, but it doesn't help when every time he's turning a corner, there's a guy asking him how his day has been. We're definitely not running this play. I hate it when it does that. It roundables itself. But Mike Rogers will probably be open right over the middle, and yep, he is. And he drops the ball. Classic running back for this team. Kadeem Carey is the only sure-handed running back we've ever had in this series. Makes you miss the days where we had Kadeem Carey. But also, I think Mike Rogers, he'll end up being like Kadeem Carey. He has the ability to break tackles, and T.J. Johnson sure isn't going to be the next Kadeem Carey, especially not with weak juke moves like that. And Chris Palmer gets the field goal, so now we go up 17-0 going into half. We should be up 21-0. We should, but man, we just got to work. This is why I want to get a whole bunch of power running backs and then 1 or 2 elusive running backs. And for a perfect example of the power running backs I'm talking about is Mike Rogers. And then I want some guys like Justin Rhodes who I can bring in coming off the bench every once in a while just to change things up and have somebody that's really elusive. That way they can't just put out big heavy linemen out. They're going to pass the ball, and I'm used to them. That was a great pass. Right here. It's time that we just drop back in coverage here on 3rd and 18. I really want to get another pick. If there's a game where we're going to get a lot of picks, it's today. Because there's no way that we don't... Oh, Capers! Wayne Capers dropped his 2nd pick of the day. Right now, he's a senior. Yeah, he's the senior safety who, if you remember, like I said earlier in this video, look at the off-season videos. In the off-season videos, I was trying to determine whether or not Redmond or Morgan would start over him. I didn't know who was going to start at strong safety. And I had actually forgotten about it because he had done a great job so far. And he still didn't have a pick, and he'd still done an amazing job. Now with all the picks he's gotten, with the pick and that would have been a touchdown right there, and him coming over and stopping it. He's proven to me that he deserves the starting spot that he got at the beginning of the year. Reason he got it was he had the speed, and oh wow, that's not what I wanted to see right there. That was an open guy. If I hit him a little bit earlier, that's a touchdown. Instead, it's a pick now, and it puts him up at the midfield. Now let's see if our defense can stop them from getting a touchdown and ruining the shutout. Wow, we just gotta drop back in coverage right now. That's what's worked today is when I've run like cover 2. Cover 2 has screwed them. Because they don't know, it seems like they don't know how to pass on a cover 2. So that's all I'm going to run is cover 2. I'm going to cover 2 the crap out of it. And Babish just destroys their Redmond right. He just learned Babish's name, and also a lot of people are now starting to see why Babish is a starter, and why I think, although he gets burnt deep, when he doesn't get burnt deep, you're not going to cross a line. There's no fighting for extra yards against Babish. I think he simply just stops people from getting those, beating him for extra yards. And right there, Albert Smith, I feel like him and Capers need to work on stuff a little bit right there, to where we're not having guys get deep on us like that and almost flipping out. I meant to choose the pump block man. Instead, we choose pump block coverage, but oh well. Now let's see what yeah, as you see, their total yardage is 7 yards total. In the first quarter, they had a total of -6 yards. That's bad. I mean, I'm sorry, there's no sugarcoating that. If we ever have a game like that, I'm going to be so upset with our offense. I wouldn't stick with a quarterback and a running back if I got yards that low. And also, I know that somewhere in there had to be a sack or a loss or two, so I'd be changing my offensive line and stuff. Yeah, I guess I'll go with Kurt Herbstreit and wait, hold on. Are they gonna press our guys? Yeah, they're gonna press our guys, and we're fast as crap. Press us, I dare you. Oh my gosh, that's 2 picks. Well, you're seeing the end of Derek Reynolds' Heisman hopes right here. Is a glitch play, and then I shouldn't have thrown that one. I should have. Yeah, I realized that was a bad pass. I had RB wide open on that play. If you watch it, I had RB wide open. Like, there was no way that I could have missed him. I would have had to have been one of the worst players in this game to miss that. And Holiday picks that off in a pile of. I mean, there was a giant U, and in the dead center of the U was Devin Holiday. And that's who he hit, was Devin Holiday. And right here, all you guys missed, it was the stick play. We hit Richards on the slant, and Richards just runs in for a touch. Didn't even run in for a touchdown. It hit him right in the hands. If you don't know what that is, it's the play that Bailey got the 22-yard reception on earlier. It's the exact same play, except other side. And if the only difference is this time he called it in the end zone. So yeah, that makes it 24-0. We're 10 points away from the points from the goal that I set before the game, and right where the backups are going to come in. We just got to work on being smart and shutting them down defensively. If we shut them down defensively, we will see a little bit more of Eric Heath, who did really good when he came in. We'll see some more of a cornerback. I keep on forgetting his name. I literally cannot remember his name. And wow, that was just bad. Really bad by Devin Holiday. Not really bad. It's just I'm not used to them catching the ball like that today. Also, I haven't run a lot of man. It's been cover 2 sink all day. That's what we've been doing all day. And every once in a while, you get the opponent that it just works on, and it works great on. And today's one of those days. The quarterback he's been having troubles fitting the ball, and the cover 2, the way it seems to work, it seems like when a guy gets open, you have to fit it in the gap perfect. You can't miss it off by a little bit, and today, and that seems to be their quarterback's number one problem, is fitting it in the tight gap, even though he fits it in there. And now the question is, can we just get what's happening to the offense? This is not good. Normally we get more points than this. We average right around the 40s, and now today we're down to in the low 20s. And part of it is we haven't gotten the yards that we normally do. Normally we have quite a bit of yards. Instead, today we're looking at 238, which normally is how much we get passing the ball alone. Now all we gotta do is stop him. Oh my gosh. And that's terrible punt defense right there. We cannot have this. I don't know what it is. It's just we can't have stuff like this happening because this is about this is midway of the season. We can't start litting up now. This is where you gotta catch fire, not lit up. They're talking about getting backups experience. I'm not going to do that yet. Like I said, at the beginning of the game it was 35, and it's still going to remain at 35. Right now, though, a stop is huge. If we can get a stop, I will really want to see 2 shutouts this season, because our defense is good enough to get 2 shutouts. But our offense, as you guys saw, has gone downhill today. Worst offensive performance since the first season, and this is really the first one under the offense that I recruited that we've had a bad game like this. He was wrong. That doesn't make any sense. He can beat us with his feet as well as his arm. Well, so far today, he hasn't even thrown for 100 yards yet, and yet he's still supposedly beating us with his arm. And yeah, now they get the 2-point conversion through the air because I brought the full-out blitz. But yeah, this is stupid. Why are they kicking it off normally? Why would you do that? You're down. They're still in the game. This is by far one of the closer games that we'll have at this point in the game this year, other than possibly conference championship. Maybe national championship that's if we pick our game up. We can't play like this every single game and end up in a national championship. It won't happen. We are playing down to Stanford's level right now. They're 1-4. We're 5-0, I think. We can't be playing like this. And the stupid Connect can't be switching my plays every single time. But yeah, we can't play like this and expect to even have a decent season this year. Oh look, toss play actually worked for once, and Griffey gets destroyed. But I guess that counts as a pass now. Okay. Didn't know the laterals are now a pass, but... And as you see, we've also had our worst day converting 3rd downs, too. So, all around, stuff that we can't be missing blocks either. I'm starting to see what's wrong with the team right now. We can't get our blocks. We can't convert 3rd downs. We can't... The stuff that we have built this program on, getting our blocks, converting 3rd downs, scoring a lot of points, stuff like that, has gone... It's gone. It seems to have just disappeared from our mindset today. And right there, that's something else. I'm going to try that a few more times later in the year. But, a setup play, I can't help myself. If there's a setup play, I gotta run it. Now let's see, how set up is this play? Not very. Because, Rodgers though. Rodgers keeps it alive, gets a 9-yard rush out of what should have been a 2-yard rush. Reason I cut it back is I didn't like the way it looked. It looked bad. It was one of the setup plays you knew from the beginning it was going to go absolutely nowhere. But halfback swing, this is a play I haven't run at all in game, so I'm hoping they're not expecting it. And they were right there. Oh, wow. That could have just as easily been a pick 6. Because Cormier went to... I don't know, I've never seen Cormier tackle, so I get the weird feeling he wouldn't have been able to help on that one. That would have been 3 picks in the game for Derek Reynolds. By far the worst game a quarterback has had here. And he's actually really close to having the worst game that a quarterback's had in this here at Arizona while I've been here. Because the one that's right up with him is Anu Solomon's performance against Oregon. That was partly my fault, but that was just a game where a lot of stuff didn't go our way. Okay, don't worry, I didn't hit wire or anything. Now it's going to go no huddle. Yep. This game is so bugged. I swear. And this play's not going to work because of the way the blocking is. Big shocker. Blocking fell apart. Who would have guessed? Right from the line. This is by far one of the worst games we've had here. And let's see. Griffey actually does save it though. Gets a touchdown that puts us where we get at least 30 points. So it's still by no means the lowest scoring game we've ever had here. I think we've had we scored 14 points against Oregon and we lost 14-17. We beat USC 17-14. I knew that year we weren't going to go undefeated. I knew coming in that first season, I knew somebody was going to beat us sometime. Because USC's good, Oregon was good, and all these teams were good. I knew the way we've been playing, we'd been having. Oh wow, we really need to start doing some work. We only have 1 sack today. But something else. But like I was saying, I knew we weren't going to go undefeated that season because we can't beat. We were beating teams that were good. They were good, but they weren't national championship and undefeated type teams, and we were only beating them by 3 in luck combined. It's about time Albert Smith gets a pick this year, and because he got it like 4 last year, and I think that's his first. He hasn't gotten 3. That's somewhere between his first and third pick this year. And I'm sorry, but that annoys me that he hasn't gotten a lot of picks this year because of what he did last year. Last year he was the best freshman for picking the ball off by far. I'm pretty sure he had the most picks out of any freshman. But I know he was by far the best cornerback. He was the best freshman cornerback by far. Because he was only. I think that the preseason All-Americans had him listed as the second best, but no, the postseason All-Americans had him as the second best, but he was the only one to be in the running for the awards. And hey, we reached our goal, but we're not up by 35, so our backup still won't be coming in. Right here, guys, as you guys see, I did actually decide to put the backups in, the whole backup team. Not just the freshman. Kyle Brooks is the guy I was trying to think of his name. Banda. I don't get why Banda's over there. But Birch is in, and Birch is just making light work of this offensive line, but also this offense is making light work of our backups. Which I would hope that their backup team would be able to. I would hope that their starting lineup would be able to do some damage against our backup team, I would hope. I mean, if they didn't, it'd be really sad. But Morgan's he's starting to prove that he deserves a little bit more playing time. And, well, he's doing a decent job of it right now. And Eric Keith is actually out there. Even though he's not our backup, he is still actually out there. And right here, he's just got a little zone right here, and they're going to run the ball right towards Eric Keith. And Eric Keith was just... Oh, he clogged the hole that they're gonna run through, and now they're gonna let the clock run out. Or both teams are gonna let the clock run out. Okay, I tried to call timeout to try and get my guys my backups one last play, but oh well. Right there, that's how the game ends. We win 38-8. We win by 30. We should have won by more. But we don't. And until next time, like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.